And Graham Potter's first game in charge for West Ham ended in a 2-1 defeat to Aston Villa, and Mohammed Kudus managed to put up some form of a good performance in the game as he got a assist to the goal that Paqueta scored, and we're going to talk extensively about it right here on Sports Updates Ghana. But it was a great night for Ghana's defender, that is Mohammed Salisu, as he scored his first goal in the French Ligue 1, and I'll bring you up to speed on that one, as well as the performance of other Ghanaian players, that is Gideon Mensah, Elisha also, as well as Ghana's defender, that is Abdul Mumin, who was also in action in the Spanish La Liga. So there is more coming up right here on Sports Updates Ghana. Please do subscribe, like, share, and don't forget to leave a comment. So now let's get right into it. And Graham Potter's first game in charge of West Ham United ended in a painful 2-1 defeat to Aston Villa in the FA Cup, as West Ham United lost grip of the game. Well, Aston Villa came from behind to win the game by 2-1, beating West Ham United in the game. Graham Potter started Ghana's player, that is Mohammed Kudus, in the match, but unlike under Julian Lopetegui, where Mohammed Kudus often operated on the wings, this time Mohammed Kudus operated as an attacking midfielder, like a number 10 supporting striker playing behind the main striker. Well, the game started very well for West Ham, scoring the first goal in the first 10 minutes, and it was Mohammed Kudus who put his teammates, that is Somerville, through, and Somerville managed to set up Paqueta, who scored the goal for West Ham in the game as early as the 8th minute. But West Ham United were hit with another injury as their lead striker got injured in the game, and that forced coach Graham Potter to make some few changes in the game. Mohammed Kudus and Paqueta were supposed to lead the lines, as Danny Ings was later brought in, but all did not work out. And in the second half, coach Unai Emery managed to turn things around, and within a space of 6 minutes, from 70th minute to 76th minute, well, Aston Villa were able to turn the tables around to score 2 goals, which saw them win the game and knock out West Ham United in the game. Mohammed Kudus had such a difficult game. I don't know if it's because he hasn't played in the number 10 position for some time now, because we often see him play on the right wings, but it was such a difficult game for the West Ham team. And towards the last few minutes of the game, Mohammed Kudus tried to create chances for his teammates in the game. That particular ball, if you watch the game, he sent a nice banana cross, but unfortunately his teammates couldn't make good use of it when they were on the counter. So yes, Mohammed Kudus put up a good performance. Graham Potter's first game in charge of West Ham was such a difficult one. Coming up against Unai Emery was always going to be a difficult one, and I hope that the West Ham fans will not count this as part of their woes when they are judging coach Graham Potter. Now let's go to the French Ligue 1, where there were some games over there, because Ghana's defender, that is Mohammed Salisu, opened his goal scoring account in the French Ligue 1 for his team, that is AS Monaco, as they came up against Nantes. Nantes scored the first 2 goals in the game, 1 goal in the first half and another in the second half. But things took a different turn as AS Monaco got rejuvenated and re-motivated in the game, and they scored 2 goals to ensure the game ended 2-2. Well, the player who managed to restore parity finally in the game was Ghana's defender, that is Mohammed Salisu, and he managed to do that with a header which got the equalizer in the game for AS Monaco to draw 2-2 with their opponent, that is Nantes, in the game. Well, it was such a breathtaking moment for Mohammed Salisu to have scored this particular goal in the game, because he has been looking forward to this league goal for some time now, since he joined AS Monaco, and finally he managed to score the goal. The goal happened to be Mohammed Salisu's first league goal since 2019-2020 season, where he was at Southampton, and he hasn't scored a league goal up until now. It tells you how far Mohammed Salisu has come, struggling to score goals in the league matches, and now he has finally scored a league goal for AS Monaco in the French Ligue 1. And well, Mohammed Salisu is gradually couching a niche for himself as a header per chance. When it comes to crosses and you want to look for a player to head the balls in, then you have to look for Mohammed Salisu, just as it is synonymous to the likes of John Terry. Mohammed Salisu is couching that niche for him, because as far back as when he was playing for Valladolid in the Spanish La Liga, his first league goal was a header. When he went to the Premier League to play for Southampton, his first league goal was a header. And when he joined AS Monaco, his first goal for Monaco was a header in the UEFA Champions League. And now he has managed to score his first goal in the French Ligue 1 with also a header for his team in the game. Well, Mohammed Salisu was also the third best player on the pitch for AS Monaco in this game. He put up such an astounding performance for AS Monaco to draw 2-2 in the game against Nantes. Well, in another game that was played in the French Ligue 1, Ghanaian players, that is Elisha Owusu and Gideon Mensah, were in action for AJ Auxerre as they came up against Lille, and it ended 0-0 between the two sides. Gideon Mensah putting up such a great performance on the left back position to ensure that his team did not concede a goal in the game, as well as Elisha Owusu also played 90 minutes of action in midfield to ensure that his team managed to pick up a point in the game against Lille. Well, unfortunately for Auxerre, they had to play with 10 men as one of their players were shown a red card in the game. Now, away from the French Ligue 1, let's travel all the way to Spain, where there was a game, and it was between Rayo Vallecano as they came up against Celta Vigo, and Ghana's defender Abdul Mumin was in action for Rayo Vallecano as they also drew in their game against Celta Vigo. Ghana's defender, that is Joseph Edu, was left on the bench for this game for Celta Vigo, and for Joseph Edu, I think after this season he might be looking for another club, because his time at Celta Vigo looks to have come to an end. But until then, this is where we draw down the curtains for this episode of Sports Update Ghana. My name is Joseph Adamafio. Thanks for doing the watching. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, please subscribe.